Hey guys, it's Miss Mitchell back with another Read Aloud. Today's book is called It Could Always Be Worse, and it's by Margot Zamak. And it's also another Caldecott winning book, which means the illustrations are really good. And this is a Yiddish folktale, a retelling of a Yiddish folktale. And a Yiddish folktale is, it's like a Jewish, their language that they speak. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Once upon a time, in a small village, with a poor, unfortunate man lived with his mother, his wife, and 6 children in a little one-room hut. Because they were so crowded, the man and his wife often argued. The children were noisy, and they fought. In winter, when the nights were long and the days were cold, life was especially hard. The hut was full of crying and quarreling. One day, when the poor, unfortunate man couldn't stand it anymore, he ran to the rabbi for advice. And a rabbi is like a Jewish teacher or a preacher around here. "Holy Rabbi," he cried, "things are in a bad way with my wife and me, getting worse. We are so poor that my mother, my wife, and my children, 6, all of them, we live together in a small hut. We are too crowded and there's so much noise. Help me, Rabbi. I'll do whatever you say." The rabbi thought. Then he pulled on his beard, and at last he said, "Tell me, my poor man, do you have any animals? Perhaps a chicken or 2? "Yes," said the man. "I do have some few chickens, a rooster and a goose." "Ah, fine," said the rabbi. "Now go home and take the chickens, the rooster, and the goose and into your hut to live with you." "Yes, Cindy, Rabbi," said the man. So he was a bit surprised. I wonder what kind of advice this is, that he's going to bring all kinds of animals inside their house. The poor, unfortunate man hurried home and took the chickens, the rooster, and the goose out of the shed and into his little hut. When some days or weeks had gone by, life in the hut was worse than before. Now, with quarreling and crying, there was honking, crowing, and clucking. There were feathers in the soup. The hut stayed just as small, and the children grew bigger. When the poor, unfortunate man couldn't stand it any longer, he again went to the rabbi for help. He has a mess. "Holy Rabbi," he cried, "see what misfortune has befallen me. Now with crying and quarreling, with the honking, clucking, and crowing, there are feathers in my soup. Rabbi, it couldn't be worse. Help me, please." The rabbi listened and thought, and at last he said, "Tell me, do you happen to have a goat?" "Oh, yes, I do have an old goat, but he's not worth much." "Excellent," said the rabbi. "Now go home and take the old goat into your hut and live with you." "Oh, no, you really mean it, Rabbi?" cried the man. Come now, my good man, and do as I say at once," said the rabbi. So now, along with all the other animals, he's going to put a goat. The poor, unfortunate man tramped back home with his head hanging down and took the old goat into his hut. I'm sure that the people that were living there were not happy about that. When some days or a week had gone by, life in the little hut was much worse. Now, with crying, quarreling, clucking, honking, and crowing, the goat went wild, pushing and butting everyone with his horns. The hut seemed smaller, the children grew bigger, and when the unfortunate man couldn't stand it another minute, he again went to see the rabbi. Poor people having to live with all of these animals. Holy Rabbi, help me, he screamed. Now the goat is running wild. My life is a nightmare. The rabbi listened and thought. At last he said, Tell me, my poor man, is it possible you have a cow, young or old, doesn't matter? Yes, Rabbi, I have a cow, said the poor man fearfully. Go home then, said the rabbi, and take your cow into your hut. Oh, no, surely not, Rabbi, cried the man. Do it at once, said the rabbi. Oh, no. First it was chickens and geese and ducks. Then it was a goat. Now it's going to be a cow. The poor, unfortunate man trudged home with a heavy heart and took the cow into his hut. Is the rabbi crazy? He thought. When some days or weeks had gone by, life in the hut was very much worse than before. Everyone quarreled, even the chickens. The goat ran wild. The cow trampled everything. The poor man could hardly believe his misfortune. At last, when he could no longer stand it, he ran to the rabbi again for help. Look at this poor man with all these animals inside driving him crazy. And all his family crazy too, because they're inside too. Holy Rabbi, he shrieked. Help me. Save me. The end of the world has come. The cow is trampling everything. There is no room even to breathe. It's worse than a nightmare. The rabbi listened and thought. At last, he said, Go home now. Now, my poor unfortunate man, and let all of the animals out of your hut. I will. I'll do it right away, said the man. So what do you think is going to happen now, since he's going to let all of these animals out? The poor unfortunate man hurried home and let the cow, the goat, the chickens, the goose, and the rooster out of his little hut. I thought they had a duck too. I see one in the picture, but... Oh, it's a goose. Very similar animal. That night, the poor man and all of his family slept peacefully. There was no crowing, no clucking, no honking, and there was plenty of room to breathe. The very next day, the poor man ran back to the rabbi. Look at that, how comfortable everyone is. Just laying so peacefully and not arguing. Holy Rabbi, he cried, you have made my life so sweet for me. With just my family in the hut, it is so quiet and so roomy and so peaceful. What a pleasure. So that's the end of the story, and I hope you enjoyed it and realized that even though we're cooped up and we're all stuck together, we soon will be able to go outside and play and have fun. And you know what? Things could always be worse. I love you guys. I hope you're having a good day, and I'll talk to you later. I'll be reading another story. Bye.